We have been talking a lot about getting enough micronutrients, but this can be very difficult, especially for those of us that are extremely busy trying to make our positive impact in the world. So how do I get all of my micronutrients? The Instant Pot. Hi everyone, Floyd Meyer here with Catalyst Impacts. Now, we all know that we should be eating a lot of vegetables, and especially with what I was talking about last week with this micronutrient triage theory, sounds like you need to be getting even more micronutrients in order to really extend your longevity and have your metabolism working at its optimal rate. But cooking that many vegetables can be extremely difficult, especially for those of us that are busy. And what I personally have found to be extremely helpful is using the Instant Pot. So what this is it's a pressure cooker. And the things that normally are going to be cooking your food are going to be heat and pressure. So generally, if you're using just a regular oven, all you're using is heat. And that's why it ends up taking a long amount of time, especially if you're cooking things like potatoes or big cuts of meat. This can end up taking a long time because that heat has to get all the way inside of it. But what this thing does is it actually pressurizes. So you put some water in it, and that water it heats it up, and that water turns into steam, and you put the lid on it. And so what happens is that the unit is going to fill up with that steam, and it's going to pressurize. And so what happens is it ends up cooking the food a lot faster. So what you can do is you can put in 2 cups of dry rice. You can put in 2 frozen chicken breasts. So I haven't even thawed these out all the way, and it'll cook them just fine. And a bunch of vegetables like I have here, and I've put in way more vegetables than that before. And it will cook all of that in about 20 minutes, which is amazing if you're thinking how long that would end up taking. And what's great about it is that you don't even have to be in the same room. All you have to do is throw all the stuff in, put some water on, and I'll show you what I do, and press a button, and then you can walk away, go do your projects, do whatever it is that you have to go get done, go work out, and when you come back, the food will be ready for you. And what's amazing is that this thing will keep your food warm for you for hours. I think it ends up shutting off after about 10 or 12 hours. So sometimes what I would do, especially when I was in my graduate programs and I was super, super busy, is that I would put food in at night and I would turn it on, and it would keep it warm all that morning and then all the way until lunch the next day. And then when I got, I would come home at lunch because I lived really close to my school, and the food would be sitting there waiting for me ready to go. So this can be a really awesome tool for you guys, especially for those of you that are really busy, because it acts like a crock pot where it's going to keep that food really warm for you, but it also cooks it really, really fast, which is awesome. So if you don't have a lot of time and you just want to cook something quick and eat it, you can do that, or you can throw it all in there and it'll keep it warm for you for the long term. So this is one awesome way that you guys can get enough micronutrients, and it will cook almost anything, especially any types of vegetables. You can put in any type of greens, any type of, like right now we have Brussels sprouts, we have some yellow squash, and I cut up some beets. And what I was talking about last week or earlier this week was with the triage theory is that you really just want to get a variety of different colored vegetables. And that's what's going to give you all of the micronutrients that your body needs in order to have those longevity enzymes, those longevity pathways active, is that you need to have a lot of these micronutrients available. You have to have enough that your body is able to deal with the short-term things like blood clotting and things that will affect you in the short term, but you also have to have enough that then your body can do these long-term healing and restorative pathways that are really going to help enhance your longevity. But what's great, again, it'll cook anything. It'll cook sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, it'll cook rice. Like I said, you can put in frozen chicken breasts and it cooks those really well. You don't even have to thaw the stuff before you put it in there. So I think of it kind of as my external stomach, and it kind of pre-digests all of the food for me, and so it's there waiting for me when I get home. So I just want to show you guys kind of what I'm cooking today. I'm going to be making some, it's kind of like Thai food. So I'm putting a lot of turmeric and black pepper and some red pepper flakes in there, and this is just one of the things that I really enjoy and something that I make a lot, so I wanted to show you guys kind of how easy this is. So let's get started. First, we are going to be just putting in some rice. So I got 2 cups of dry rice here, and you can throw that in. And you can just take the chicken breasts and put those in. And I just want to show you guys how easy this is to actually do. And so I kind of already pre-cut up. So I got the Brussels sprouts, the yellow squash, and I cut up a beet in there too. And you can just throw all this in here. Right, and we're gonna put some garlic in there. I don't have any fresh garlic, but this stuff's from Costco. Also, Costco is a huge lifesaver. If you guys have one by you, I would definitely recommend getting a membership because you can get so much healthy food. Costco's awesome because you can get whatever you want. So if you really like healthy food, you can get a ton of healthy food. And if you really like unhealthy food, you can get a ton of that too. So I really like the variety that they have there. And we're going to put in a little bit of coconut oil. So I'm just going to put like a tablespoon in there. And you don't have to add much. You don't have to add any really while it's cooking, but it does kind of help give it a little bit of flavor, and then I usually add more afterwards. And then as far as the spices, I'm just going to add some salt, some pepper. We're going to add turmeric because I really like turmeric, and so does Taylor. And then we're going to add some red pepper flakes because we like spicy food. And then, so next all you have to do is just add some water to it. And this is the only thing that you have to really figure out when it comes to using this is just how much water exactly to add. So there's a couple different functions on it. When you're adding rice, you're supposed to add about 2 cups of water for every cup of dry rice that you're cooking. And that's just kind of, about what they say. And, that works for the rice. If you're steaming things, you just need to have enough water to cover the bottom of the pan. You always want to make sure that you have enough water in there that it's at least covering the bottom of it, because otherwise things will end up burning and sticking to it. But as long as you have enough water in there, it makes it really, really easy. Things don't really burn because there's enough moisture in there, and it makes it really easy to clean up afterwards. And like I said, this thing, when I was in my graduate programs, I used it every single day for multiple meals a day. Like I never once for a whole year, the first year that I was in the program, I didn't even use my oven. I didn't use it once. I cooked basically every single meal in that Instant Pot. So it can be a really, really awesome tool for those of you that are really busy. So now all we got to do is just plug it in. And we put the lid on top and just press the rice button. So that's literally all you have to do. And it's going to beep here in a couple seconds. And so the setting, see, there it goes. So the setting, it takes about 10 minutes once it gets pressurized. So it can take a little while for it to heat up the water enough to where it's actually going to have the steam and it's going to pressurize it. But once it pressurizes it, it takes about 10 minutes to cook, and then you're good to go. And like I said, it'll keep it warm for you for a really long time. And this is just something that I have found to be extremely helpful, and I thought that it could help you guys out too. So again, this is Floyd Meyer with Catalyst Impacts signing off.